Hello and welcome to another Hidden Treasures video. Today I want to show you something which you won't already be aware of, and that is how you can actually host our open source self-hostable content management system inside one of your Forge sites. Now this isn't yet public, it will be soon for those of you with a paid Forge plan. But I want to give you a preview and offer you the opportunity, an invite to come and try it out. So you just need to get in touch with me, steve@beach.io, if you would like to have a go. So let's dive right in. I'm going to create a fresh account on Forge. So we're really starting at the beginning here. That means I have to find an email address that I haven't already used. You can use the old Gmail trick. Oh, looks like I've used that trick before. Okay, no problem. Let's just modify this. That's fine. I'm sure I haven't used that one before. Okay, very simple to create an account. I'll just verify that account. And we're in. Okay, so I have my shiny new Forge account. Remember the days when you had your shiny new Forge account? Okay, very simply, we're going to create a site. We're going to call it Chisel Demo because it's highly appropriate. Now, obviously, my site is a regular old site, has access to all the usual site deployment features, hosted forms, all the information about your site that a regular Forge site has. But you will also have this new apps tab on the end here. There's only a couple of apps available at the moment. We're being very selective in the apps that we actually add to Forge. We don't want to overcomplicate things. But in this case, we do want to add our Chisel instance. So I'm just literally going to add both of these apps to my Forge site, and we're going to go ahead and set them up. It's very, very simple, but there is an order. So you can see if I try and set up my path server first by copying the URL across, you can see I can't do that because I haven't created the Chisel site yet first. So I need to do that first. Copy the references to the path server instance straight across. Very simple. You could also use your own path server instance in here, but that's we're not going to cover that in this particular video. So copy those across, and then at the bottom of the page here, you have the URL for your Chisel site. So once this is deployed, this is where you'll access it. Tick the box, hit save, and let Forge do its thing and deploy your Chisel site. Oh, and you can check the progress of that in the console down here. We're now going to complete the path server. So this is the back end part that we're going to set up. Now we've got the Chisel site. We can copy that across. We have a password to access our path dashboard that we give you. We're going to take a look at that after. And check the box, hit save. It's going to take a couple of minutes to deploy both of those. You'll get an email when it's done. I'm going to pause the video and then come back. Voila, here we are. And I should basically now have both of these. You can see it's currently activated, and path server is activated and deployed as well. You can see now we have a link down there to our path dashboard and a password. So what we now need to do is very simply go into path dashboard and have a look there and set up our first user that we're going to use to actually access Chisel. So as administrator, use your Forge email address and the password that's provided to log in to the path dashboard. Path dashboard is great. We'll take a lot more in-depth look at path dashboard in future videos, but as a quick preview and primer, you have kind of full access to your path server data. So all of your data that you'll create through Chisel, you'll have access to in this interface, which is super useful. You can see we've already got some data in here. This is for the template content models that we've already created for you. You've got webhooks, you've got jobs, background jobs, you've got full server logging, so you can see what's going on, all sorts of cool stuff. But all we need to do for now is jump into the user table, and we're going to set up our first user. This doesn't have to have the same credentials as the administrative user. This is your end user, if you like. So, but I'm just going to use the same credentials essentially for now in terms of the email address. And so we just enter this row into the table. We can manually approve and verify this. You'll also get an email in your inbox with a link for verifying the email address. And that's it. That's all we need to create a user for Chisel. So now we can go ahead and pick up the Chisel URL and open that up. I'll just open that up in a new tab. And we can log in with the user that we just created. And voila. Let's go ahead, since we're here, this is our fresh new Chisel environment. Let's go ahead and create our first site. And why not make use of those templates? So let's go ahead and create a blog. And you can see we've already got a couple of content models, a post and an author. So that's great. Let's go ahead and create our first post. Let's go all the way with a hello world post. That also means that we need to create our first author model instance, which is just wonderful. A little social media handle. You can follow me. I'm Retro Steve with a funny 3 instead of an E. Or you can follow us, beach.io, on Twitter. Little plug there. Let's go ahead and fill out the rest of these fields. We want to take this to completion. Let's carry on with the subliminal messaging. You can follow us and sign up for Chisel, which we're releasing probably publicly in the next few days and weeks. And there we go. We've created our first content on Chisel. Thanks for watching.